Have you ever just sat there and asked yourself, why me? Why am I always the one who gets hurt? Why do people feel so comfortable crossing my boundaries? Time and time again. Listen closely. In the world of psychology, there's a common misconception. People don't target the weak. No, they target the kind ones. The soft ones. The ones who can't stand the thought of hurting anyone. They go for the ones who over-explain themselves. Who forgive way too quickly. The ones who will stay silent just to keep the peace. This video isn't just an explanation. It's a mirror. It's a reflection of your life, your patterns, and every single moment you felt used, misunderstood, or just plain invisible. Today, you'll finally understand why you keep repeating the same painful cycle. Let's start with the first, and maybe the most important reason. You don't set boundaries. See, people don't need to be evil to hurt you. They just need to know you won't say no. It's a hard truth to swallow. The moment they see you forgive fast, they push a little more. They test the waters. Because your silence, your calmness, your incredible tolerance, it looks like permission. They interpret your kindness as an open invitation. This isn't because you're weak. Don't ever think that. It's because you've inadvertently trained them to believe you'll always handle it. You've shown them, through your actions, that you can absorb the impact, so they stop worrying about causing it. They get comfortable because you've made it comfortable for them. Over time, what started as a small favor or a minor inconvenience becomes an expectation. And before you know it, you're drowning in responsibilities and requests that were never yours to carry in the first place. You've become the default yes, the reliable one, and in the process, your own needs have become an afterthought. Now, let's talk about the second pattern. You explain yourself too much. You might think that explaining your every move shows honesty and transparency, but in psychology, someone who explains too much is often perceived as guilty, even when they're completely innocent. You explain your intentions, your feelings, your side of the story. Again, and again, and again. You lay out your entire thought process, hoping they'll finally understand your heart. But the more you explain, the more they believe you're afraid to lose them. It signals desperation. It broadcasts the message that their approval is something you desperately need. And here's a fundamental rule of human interaction. Anything someone is afraid to lose eventually gets taken for granted. Your detailed explanations are not seen as a bridge for connection, but as a sign of your insecurity. They stop listening to the content of your words and start focusing on the nervous energy behind them. This gives them a sense of power, a sense that they hold the cards in the relationship. They learn that by simply questioning you or showing a hint of disapproval, they can make you scramble for validation. So you end up in a cycle of justifying your own existence, while they sit back, comfortable in the knowledge that you'll do anything to keep them around. This leads us right into the third point. You carry more than you should. It's almost second nature to you now, isn't it? You take the blame, even when it's not yours. You take the responsibility for their feelings. You carry the emotional weight for everyone in the room. And you keep telling yourself and them, it's fine, I understand. Maybe they didn't mean it. You become the designated peacekeeper, the emotional shock absorber. But here's the cold, hard truth. When you constantly say, it's fine, they stop seeing the damage. It's not because the hurt isn't real or because it doesn't sting. It's because you have taught them, step by step, to ignore it. Your resilience has become their excuse. Your strength has become their permission to be careless. You've essentially given them a free pass to be inconsiderate because they know you'll smooth things over. You'll make the excuses for them. You'll find a way to rationalize their behavior, all in the name of understanding and compassion. But who is being compassionate to you? By shouldering everything, you deny them the opportunity to grow, to see the consequences of their actions. And you deny yourself the right to be treated with care. And that brings us to a painful one. You're afraid to lose the wrong people. You fear the silence, the distance, the end of a connection. So you tolerate things you know you shouldn't. You bend until you're about to break. You shrink yourself to fit into their world. You sacrifice your peace, your needs, your very essence, just to keep that connection alive. But I need you to hear this, really hear this. Anything you have to break yourself to keep was never a real connection to begin with. It was emotional exhaustion dressed up as love or friendship. Real, healthy connections don't require you to erase yourself. They don't demand you to constantly be the one giving in. They are built on mutual respect, not on your capacity for sacrifice. The fear of being alone can be a powerful and paralyzing force. pushing you to cling to relationships that are actively draining you. But the temporary comfort of having someone there is not worth the long-term cost to your self-worth and mental health. The right people will not ask you to be smaller. They will celebrate you, respect your boundaries, and meet you halfway. It's time to stop fearing the loss of what's already hurting you. Here's another one that will hit home for many of you. People expect perfection from you. Think about it. If you make one tiny mistake, they react like it's the end of the world. It's a huge deal. There are discussions, disappointment, maybe even accusations, but when they make 10 mistakes in a row, they expect you to forgive and forget instantly. They get a pass. Why? Because you've always been the calm one, the patient one, the stable one. In their minds, you've become the emotional rock, and they simply can't imagine you being truly hurt or overwhelmed. You became the strong one, the reliable one, the one who should be able to handle it. You've set such a high standard for your own behavior that any deviation from it is seen as a major failure. Meanwhile, their inconsistencies are just seen as, well, them being them. They've grown accustomed to your grace and forgiveness, so they don't extend the same courtesy to you. It's as a deeply unfair dynamic where you re-held to an impossible standard while they operate with none. And it begs the question, while you're busy handling everyone else's mess, who handles you? Finally, we arrive at the breaking point. You stay silent until you break. You hate conflict. The thought of a confrontation makes your stomach turn, so you stay quiet. You swallow things that hurt you day after day. You tell yourself it's not a big deal, that it's better to keep the peace. You bury the slights, the disrespect, the disappointments deep down inside. And then one day, you explode. All that buried pain erupts, often over something small and insignificant. And suddenly, in their eyes, you become the bad guy. You're the one who's overreacting or being too sensitive. They are genuinely shocked that the nice one finally snapped. They see your reaction, but they are completely blind to the months, or even years, of pain you buried to avoid this exact moment. Your explosion erases all the times you were patient, all the times you were kind. In their narrative, your one moment of breaking is more significant than their 1,000 moments of causing you pain. They don't see the cause, only the effect, and they conveniently use it to label you as the problem. Listen to me. You're not weak. You're not naive, and you are certainly not stupid. You are just kinder than this world often knows how to handle. Your heart is more generous than many people deserve. Good people don't get hurt because they're weak. They get hurt because they carry too much, they forgive too fast, and they love too deeply. But let me be clear. Your real strength is not measured by how much pain you can hold. It's found in the moment you decide to stop allowing it. It's in the quiet, firm no. It's in walking away from what breaks you. That is where your power lies. Now I want to ask you something. Has anyone ever made you feel like you were the problem, even though you were the one who tried your absolute best? If so, comment yes below. Or if you feel comfortable, share a short moment you'll never forget. Your story matters. I truly hope you find people who see your kindness not as something to use, but as something to protect. I hope you find the peace, the boundaries, and the respect you've always deserved. If this video touched something inside you, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and maybe share it with someone who needs to hear these words today. Your support helps me keep creating deeper content just like this for you. Thank you for being here.